Hi there, this is Mark at Spot and welcome to another video. Today we're going to have a quick look at a new feature that we just introduced to Spot, and it's a feature which is based on speech enhance. So here's a video. It's Perry Mason. We've processed the audio, as you can see, and we've run speech enhance already on the audio. So these light green bits in the waveform are the sections that Spot believes are speech, and the dark green bits are just audio. So this new feature, what does it do? Well, if Spot can, in theory, find the start and end of speech, it makes sense then to try and create subtitles based around those starting and ending points of speech. And that's what we have added here to the Media Preferences window. Click on Tools. And here in the speech enhancement box, you'll notice there's a new option, Create Auto-Time Subtitles. And if you select that, when you run speech enhance, Spot will try to create subtitles based on this speech enhanced data that you see here in the waveform. There's a settings button, which allows you to change the various variables which are used to create the new subtitles. But it's better if you access that window from the options button on the timeline here. Click the little button, click speech enhance, and then click test auto time settings. And the exact same window pops up, but this time you'll see that the test button is enabled. And it's been enabled here so you can play around with your different settings to see what works best. So you don't have to rerun speech enhance. You can simply come to this auto time settings window via the options button, change these variables here, and then click test, and you'll notice there on the timeline some automatic subtitles have already been created. So let's have a look at these settings very quickly and I'll explain what they do. Speech gap, that's simply the point at which to consider a pause, not a pause. What it basically means is that if Spot finds a block which he thinks is a subtitle, the speech gap tells Spot to keep on looking further forward to see if there's more speech, and if there is, it'll then join that subtitle, merge it, and carry on forward. The volume threshold, that's the level below which to ignore speech data. So for example, here on the timeline you can see Spot has created a subtitle based on this little bit of speech here, which isn't speech because this green bit is music. So if I increase the volume threshold a little to 6 and test, that subtitle has disappeared because these values fall below the threshold. The next setting, join subtitles if frame interval less than blah, that's exactly the same as your invalid interval threshold, but in the context of creating auto-time subtitles it's slightly different. That's why we've given you a separate setting for it here. And the same goes for the minimum and the maximum subtitle duration. The reason we've got these settings here and aren't using your profile minimum and maximum durations is because in your profile those durations are probably set to something like 20 frames for a minimum, or 1 sub-second for a minimum subtitle duration, and 6 seconds or so for the maximum duration. And if you used those profile settings while trying to do auto time, you'd find that you come out with lots of subtitles lasting 1 second only, or 20 frames or whatever, and lots of subtitles lasting for 6 seconds. And that obviously doesn't happen very often. We don't always have just the minimum duration and maximum duration subtitles. So you can think of these two settings, rather than minimum and maximum duration, more like what's the ideal low end duration and what's the ideal high end duration. And I've got this set to just about 1.5 seconds here and just over 3 seconds here. Add number to subtitle text just means put in a number when we create these subtitles, because if you don't and you want to test the accuracy of this process using F8 rehearse mode, you won't see any text on the screen as the subtitles come in and out. So I recommend ticking that box. And this final one here, video contains little or no background noise, Use that if the video is simply an interview between two people, because there's no background noise at all and it's just people speaking. So in that case, Spot would base auto time on all of the speech and not just the speech enhanced sections. So that's just a very quick introduction to auto timing. There's more information about this in the manual. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very shortly. Thanks very much.